Hello, wanted to do a quick video on the Springfield Armory 911 chambered in 380 ACP. As you could tell, everything is safe, so we're good there. Quick background on the gun. I purchased it or placed an order for it back in June or July of 2018. I had to put it on order because I wanted the blacked out version with the Viridian green laser grips, and they were on back order. Not released yet, whatever the issue was at the time. One thing led to another at Springfield. Apparently there's something wrong with the grip, something wrong with the gun. I don't know what the situation was, but delayed shipping to the dealers all the way up through late September. So I ended up getting the gun in late September. The day that I got it, I went to the dealer, I picked it up, brought it upstairs because they have a range. I went ahead and popped in a magazine and tried to load it, and the firearm wouldn't actually load around. Regardless of how you loaded it, didn't matter, wouldn't load around. Regardless of which, I don't know why I threw that, but regardless of which magazine you tried, I went downstairs, grabbed a couple of magazines from their rental kiosk, same thing, it would not load around. So right out of the gate, had a problem. With that, they went ahead and polished the feed ramp, still had the same issue. So they went ahead and sent it back to Springfield on day one for me. Springfield was great. 2 weeks later, had the gun back. Went upstairs again, went ahead and loaded the gun, tried to actually put around in the chamber, and hey, it worked. Fantastic. So 20, 30, 40, 50 rounds into my range time, I said, great, works. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on zeroing in the laser, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting some carry rounds through it. So I start doing exactly that. Well, problem that I ran into with that is that the second I would zero in the laser, regardless of Loctite or anything, so before you start going, oh, why didn't you put Loctite? Regardless of Loctite or anything, anytime I would go ahead and make the gun go bang, the laser would misalign. So that was the first issue I ran into. As I started really concentrating on the laser because of it, misaligning, I also started noticing that the laser didn't work all the time. What I mean by that is I'd have a full purchase on the gun, and I'd be squeezing, and the laser would sometimes not come on. Sometimes it would come on, and even though I'm still squeezing it, it would just shut off. That didn't matter whether I was firing the gun, just holding the gun, sitting on the couch and squeezing it because I wanted to. It didn't matter. So that was the second issue I ran into. The third problem I ran into is when I started getting to that 30, 40 rounds of carry ammo, it started to lock up every round. So I went ahead and had them take another look at it, and they said, just because of the laser and the grip and all of that nonsense, that they had to send it back because there was nothing they could do about that at the dealer. Sent it back to Springfield. Again, fantastic. 2 weeks later, had the gun back. They said that they did something with the ejection port, a spring or something. I'm no Springfield expert, but they had something to do with the ejection port. They polished the feed ramp one more time, and they put on a whole new set of laser grips because they were, in fact, faulty. Great. Go upstairs, load up the firearm, put about 50 rounds of carry ammo through it. Worked fantastic. Mind you, I didn't do anything with the laser at that point. I just wanted the gun to work. So it did. Great. Went home, zeroed in the laser, put some Loctite on the little screws for it. Fantastic. So fast forward, to, we'll say 2 days ago, I think it was. I went to the range deciding to put this gun through the paces. Keep in mind, it's not my everyday carry, so, I didn't put it through its paces yet, and I haven't been carrying it as I have, or as I would something that I put through the paces. So I decided to put it through its paces. And I went to the range a couple of days ago and put it through its paces, or at least attempted to. Mind you, I just want to pause there and say that I have shot this gun in the last few months at the range. I have not put it through its paces or attempted to do so. When I say I've shot the gun at the range, I've put maybe 50 rounds of ball ammo through it. When I go every time. I typically go like every other week. And every time I'll go, I'll put maybe 50 rounds of ball ammo through it, and it works okay. To be quite frank with you, the laser, I've given up on it. Between it being misaligned, just being pointless, it's just, I have the thing turned off all the time. There's actually a little switch right there. I turned it off. So with that, you know, I went to the range a couple of days ago, went ahead and tried to put it through its paces. By the 70th round of ball ammo, it was locking up every single round. Every single round. Whether it was failure to feed, failure to eject, every single round, regardless of the magazine, regardless of the ammo. The dealer was dumbfounded, so I basically got to try like 2, 3, 4 of every round that they had on the shelf to try to make this thing work, and every time it would failure to feed, failure to eject. Little bit of scrubbing, got a couple of rounds to go through it, and then right back to issues. At the end of the day, I'm done. I'm just done. It's a little bit bulkier than something I'd like of this size anyway. The laser is just pointless. That was a waste of money for an upgrade. The gun looks cool. The trigger's cool. It's great. You know, but then when we get into reliability and whatnot, you know, it's not there for me. I wouldn't want to put my life on that. You know, when I wouldn't be using it as a backup or, you know, in my pocket for something when I couldn't be wearing an EDC, my EDC, and my wife wanted to use it, you know, I wouldn't want her to, you know, really have to worry about it going off either or not working when she needed it to. So overall, going to be bringing it back to the dealer today, trading it in, and you know, that's kind of a hint that I'll be doing an unboxing video a little bit later of what I traded in for, but that's been my experience with it. I think the gun's horrible. You know, everything from, you know, the grips and the stock stuff that it comes with not functioning appropriately, even though they've been replaced, down to the reliability of it. If it needs to spend more time back at Springfield than it does at the range or being carried, then it's not a gun that, you know, I want anything to do with. I know they have them in the 9mm now. I don't know if the larger cartridge is going to provide more reliability, you know, because it's giving it more power. I don't really know, but, you know, again, I know that there's been, you know, good stories about them. There's been some bad stories about them, and unfortunately, I landed in the latter half of the stories there. So, hope this helps you guys. If you're deciding to go out and purchase one, they look cool, they are cool. Whether they work or not, and whether you get the upgraded versions of them or not, and whether those pieces work or not for you is going to be a different story. But this was my story, and I hope it helps you in your next firearm purchase. Unboxing video to come of its replacement. Have a good one.